from Mile End to Ealing, from Brixton to Bounds Green.
Scrambled egg and beans, we add it on the seasoning.
The thing is, the first thing I thought was what I make for myself and the missus for breakfast.
Yeah.
When she was working during the week or weekends, especially when she was weekend, that's obviously when there's less time. There's a lot more time. My kids are home, so I can wake up and fry myself a nice omelette, and she'll be like, "Oh, when I'm at home, you're not making this." Just like I'm saying, like, just because of the way it works. Like I make an omelette where it's just spinach, cherry tomato, red onions, a little bit of paprika, salt and pepper. If my missus is there, sometimes I put scotch bonnet because she likes it hot. She likes it hot. So for me, I just put a little bit of paprika.
What are the 5 essential ingredients needed in any kitchen range?
5 essential ingredients needed in any kitchen, I would say salt, pepper, garlic, olive oil, and I would say fresh herbs.
Fresh herbs too.
The best way to start the day, a nice juicy breakfast. For me, I don't like sandwiches or I don't like toast and all that stuff. Than to go for my eggs. So I like my English breakfast, but for me, I go to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I make an omelette.
Sweet.
So cherry tomatoes, red onions, spinach, bit of paprika, bit of salt and pepper. Put that in the pan, a little bit of olive oil or coconut oil.
Yeah.
Let it saute for about 2-3 minutes. And obviously whisk up some eggs, about 3-4 eggs. Whisk that up. Mix that into the pan while it's hot. Obviously before all of this, let me rewind, before you start, you put the oven on. So it's preheated about 180 degrees.
Yeah.
So then obviously the moment you put the eggs in, you whisk it all up in the pan, make sure that obviously everything's even, you've got the cherry tomato, still fresh, not too overcooked. You fry it up for about 10 minutes, let it slowly pop up nicely. So then when you're cutting into it, as you cut into it, you cut into the tomatoes, the juice from the tomato comes on the plate.
So if you had the opportunity to go to any other country to learn their cuisine, where would you go and why?
There's obviously a lot of places I want to go to, but a cuisine that I'm kind of in love with, apart from African and Caribbean food, Thai food. So with the experience I've had from restaurants and even though I haven't been there, that's a country I want to go to just to express their culture, to see how it could, the East meets West kind of thing in terms of the East meets Africa, to understand what East meets Caribbean. So how can I infuse so many like delicate Thai dishes and bring them to a fuse of African and Caribbean food? Some people might say that's crazy, but there's always things to try and do. Okay, so cooking for me has always been a passion from a very young age. When I was in primary school, I would always go to the cooking club, I would always do cooking classes. The main thing that happened with me in terms of a mistake at the time of my age, when I was 8, I thought, as I came back from football, playing outside, I said to my mum, "Where's my food?" She said, to me, "What food?" I said, "From this day forward, you're going to stay in the kitchen and you're going to watch everything I do. I don't want to hear that come out of your mouth ever again. So you're going to cook for yourself, you'll be cooking for me." So from that, and my prior love for food, I would always read her recipe card. I love African food, and that's what I grew up on. Understand? Like when it was, the only thing in terms of the Caribbean setting coming into it is a lot of the women and a lot of the people around me when I was growing up were Caribbean. Like my godmother was Caribbean when I was young. Like I was from Trinidad. When I go to her house, it's a different flavour from your typical African food. So it's a whole different change of like, oh, I like that. It's different. And even though when my dad cooks, it's totally different to the way my mum cooks. But they're both Nigerian. You understand? My dad cooks food with a lot of sweetness. You understand? From what I remember, a few times that he cooked for me, I remember that it was always really. It was tasty on a different scale. It wasn't like what I was seeing when I go to anybody else's house. Yeah. You understand? It had that uniqueness. And the fact that my dad taught my mum certain things, even though people should have known that. It's like, for me, it's like, oh, wow, that's maybe why I like chicken as well, because it's just an innate. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
what would be your piece de resistance that you would give this to Joe Public that has never tasted Afro-Caribbean food before?
I probably, for African food, for Nigerian food, I'll make them fresh pounded jam, like with actual yam, not the powder, fresh pounded jam with escariro, which is like a sauteed spinach sauce, really spicy, but not really spicy. Just put in subtle things like smoked turkey, use chicken breast, I won't use bony meat, I'll just use, or meat with bone, I'll just use chicken breast, bit of beef or lamb, have that with salted meat, and then it's just the balance of different flavours that just come from. You can use a fork, you can use your hands, you can be experimental, and then have it with a nice side of a typical African drink like palm wine or have a rum punch. Do you understand what I'm saying? And just have those flavours tickle your taste buds. Like for me, that's what I would do. I would go old school. What I love, that's my favourite.
Like I'm hungry if you're hungry.
Devaluing the brilliance that someone is bringing to your plate just because they're the same skin as you. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's brilliance that someone's putting, because for me, food is heart on a plate. It's heart on a plate. Your heart and your art on a plate.